Hello and thanks for staying with us. The customs impound goods worth millions of naira at the ports in the country. Also on customs reports, Upper Customs Command may hit 2 trillion mark by the end of this year. Plus, more report. I am 7Yh Nov. Stay tuned. The Customs Controller General has continued to implement government policies to the latter. The service has also increased revenue generating into the Federation account. And the issue of smuggling, the customs is also making wave in trying to stop people from bringing consignments to the country without payment of duty to government.
While we look ahead, Bodogu is our new customs management system that embodies our vision for a paperless customs administration, which facilitates seamless trade while maintaining robust security measures. The system will enhance our ability to streamline end-to-end business processes, to provide stakeholders with customized integration capabilities, to support efficient and intelligent business decisions, and to facilitate the ease of doing business. I am pleased to inform you that Bodogu is one of the main deliverables of the Nigerian Customs Service Modernization Project. Since the commencement of pilot activities, we have made significant strides in preparing for this rollout. Different users of the systems have been trained to be familiar with a more simplified interface and the new tools at their disposal. This terminal has received upgraded network infrastructure to meet modern demands, as we will see more complexities in declarations and address the peculiarities in our trade system. I can confidently say that the era of network downtime would be behind us. Furthermore, we have successfully tested and we are now ready to deploy integration APIs with our key partners in the trade supply chains, including our banks, shipping lines, bonded warehouses, and partner government agencies. Our stakeholder interactions to sensitize traders and agents on Bodogu have yielded overwhelmingly positive feedback. We will continue to engage and listen to their concerns, and I assure you that Bodogu is here to stay, and we will address those concerns effectively. Today, therefore, marks a significant milestone as we commence user creation on Bodogu, which will give users access to their work environment within a unified platform. The service is also launching a verification platform for agents, which automates agents' registrations for license and permits. It is important for us to note that Bodogu will eventually replace the current Nigerian Integrated Customs Information System, NICIS 2, as the NCS legacy system. This collective undertaking represents concrete steps towards optimizing our enforcement capacities and fostering effective collaboration with stakeholders, including the specific objectives as outlined in the Colibri project. This year, we commit to fostering a substantially improved relationship with all of you as stakeholders, especially those who respect our rules. We recognize that authentic partnerships are constructed on mutual respect and understanding. Those who remain compliant and abide by the rules can anticipate a more streamlined and supportive collaboration. However, it is crucial to emphasize that this commitment does not extend to non-compliant entities. We assert unequivocally that adherence to regulations is non-negotiable. Nonetheless, we remain open to engaging with non-compliant entities that demonstrate a willingness to reform and align with ethical standards. Permit me to use this medium to announce a significant initiative that underscores our commitment to efficiency and transparency in trade facilitation. In February, that's next year, early next year, we will be launching a time release study, TRS. This is a comprehensive exercise aimed at optimizing our processes and reducing the time it takes for goods to be released in our ports and border stations. This study is a scientific and strategic move towards enhancing our operations, and I call upon the cooperation of all our partners, particularly those of you already organized under the framework of the National Trade Facilitation Committee, to actively participate.
Full engagement, and we had good agreement on the use of Cotonou port by Nigerian importers. We are not going to say, no, you can't use the port, but we will streamline their use in such a way that none of our countries, neither Benin nor Nigeria, will be changed by the use of their port by Nigerian importers. The most important of this agreement is that importers of second-hand vehicles who still prefer to bring their goods through Cotonou ports will now be paying their customs duty in Cotonou. So if they pay their duties in Cotonou and they choose to drive their vehicle through Shekpeteri or through Kotangura, it is their business. As long as we will have taken full duty collection of those vehicles when they arrive in Cotonou ports. Now, in terms of those numbers that my brother from Shippers Council has enumerated, these should be numbers that should keep us thinking. They provide very good food for thought for all of us. And just like the checkpoints and the numbers of checkpoints, it also depends on who is measuring those numbers. And it depends on where are you measuring from. If you talk about those number of hours or those number of days, it all depends whether you are counting from when the vessels come into Nigerian territorial waters, or when they berth, or when the declarations are made by my 1% brother, by customs agents who are struggling with that 1% with us. So what we have done is that we want to have scientific study of this situation. And we want to know exactly what we are measuring. And the best people, the best set of people to do this with us would be members of this committee.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Customs Area Controller in charge of Osun and Oyo Command has said that the command will continue to work with good importers and agents operating in that zone. He was speaking in Ibadan on how the Nigerian Customs Service has generated so much money alongside seizure of consignment from smugglers across the borderline.
That this operation not only safeguard our economy, but also protect our local industry and create an environment where legitimate business can thrive. We understand the ripple effect of smuggling on the economy and the need to protect the interests of law-abiding citizens, especially in these trying times. And I have also tried in this command to educate my officers and men about the economy, the emptiness of our economy. Therefore, my officers here are not only custom officers, they're also managers of the economy. They can tell you when Nigerian economy is weak. As of 2022, we are only 121 trillion naira. An improved economy, a strong economy cannot be owing that kind of money. We have 200,000 kilometers of network road in Nigeria. As I'm talking to you, 80% of them are still bad. But India, within a period of 1 year, has contracted about 300 kilometers of road, 1,000 kilometers of road. That will also show you that it's a weak economy. You can also see weak economy in the banks. We are talking about 50 billion naira capitalization. While America, their highest bank, JP Morgan, is about $3.7 trillion worth of. Bank of America, $2.5 trillion. Fargo Bank is $1.7 trillion. So that's your weak economy. You can also weaken the economy in the production of steel you use in a country. With the steel, you can manufacture cars and so on and so forth. So the amount of steel you consume shows the capacity of your economy. Nigeria consumes about 10 billion metric tons every year, while America is consuming 89 million metric tons of steel. That means Nigeria is a weak economy. So when you understand that as an officer, you should be able to know how you operate. Hosea 4:6 said, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." And I don't want my officers to perish because of lack of knowledge. And many of them are now seeing me as a role model. And they are beginning to read, to research, and go to school. We thank God for that. As we navigate the prevailing economic hardship, we are more determined than ever before to maintain our role as vital contributor to Nigeria's economic stability. Our duty is to ensure that the country borders are secure from illegal trade and that all revenue due to the government is collected efficiently. In a bid to sustain and improve our these sources, the command remains committed to improving our performance in all areas, including the facility of legitimate trade, which contribute directly to economic growth and sustaining the integrity of our anti-smuggling operations. The Oyo-Ochun Area Command will continue to work with all stakeholders, including the local community, security agencies, and traders, leverage on the use of modern technology, build capacity of our officers so that well equipped with the knowledge and skill needed to confront emerging threats and maximize operational efficiency and continue public sensitization campaigns to ensure that we achieve our goals. I would like to inform the gentlemen of the press that in accordance with the policy thrust of Controller General of Customs, CGCB Adeniyi, MFR, FNIPR, PSA Dagger, of consolidation, collaboration, and innovation, the command will be handing over today pharmaceutical drugs with a duty paid value of 596,856,500 naira only to the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, as well as 49 sacks of cannabis saliva with a duty paid value of 46,935,000 naira only to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. I would like to use this medium, as always, to express the command profound gratitude to the Controller General of Customs, B.R. Adeniyi, and his management team for the support they have continually extended to the command to ensure that the core mandate of the service are achieved within Oyo and Osun states.
The Apapa Customs Command will soon break record in the year 2024.
The Customs Area Controller of Apapa Command, Comptroller Babatunde Olumu, has demonstrated tenacity and ingenuity on duty as he boosted the Federation account with a huge sum of 1.8 trillion naira and targets over 2.2 trillion naira in 2024. His hard work, resilience, and assiduousness in generating such a whopping sum, despite the decline in volume of trade, are most outstanding. Comptroller Olumu, who can be described as a workaholic and sedulous officer, said emphatically that Apapa Command under his watch shall meet the allotted revenue target of 2.2 trillion naira.
This command has been able to block leakages and achieve maximum collection of revenue, as evidenced in our monthly activities. For the period covering January to October 2024, the command generated a total of 1,875,369,214 naira 4 kobo, higher than the amount generated for last year corresponding period, which was 923,123,998,213 naira 8 kobo generated in the corresponding period of 2023, showing a 101% increase over last year's revenue figure. It is instructive to state that for the period of October 2024, collection
there's 264 billion 455 million 587,792 naira 56 kobo. This is the highest monthly collection in the history of the command. Therefore, we are hopeful of meeting and even surpassing our target of 2.2 trillion as the year winds down. Let me also mention that the month of October, we had the highest daily collection. The month of October also witnessed the highest daily collection of 18.2 billion in one day. So we are hopeful that at this pace, because the command is on autopilot, within the next 1 week or 2 weeks thereabouts, the command will hit the 2 trillion naira revenue.
Speaking further, he said aside 1.8 trillion naira realized so far, the command recorded great feat in revenue collection with approximately 264.5 billion naira generated in the month of October 2024, which is the highest monthly collection in the history of a Papa Premier Port Command.
The Nigerian Customs Service Management is driving a modern and paperless system, and here in Apapa we are gearing up to migrate from the old system to the new system while maximizing the benefit of what we have presently. Nevertheless, the command has keyed into trade facilitation tools like the AEO and advanced ruling to ensure seamless movement of both import and export cargo. Furthermore, in line with the federal government agenda of ease of doing business, the command operates on Saturdays and Sundays to ensure that importers take delivery of their cargoes devoid of any delay. We also have an intra-government working system where all government agencies work together as a team, as you can see from the high table here, without compromising the mandates of our respective agencies. Equally, we have a wider customs stakeholder forum where only issues pertaining to customs alone are looked into and addressed as and when due. It is noteworthy to state that just last week, the command facilitated the first shipment of cargo to Kenya under the AFTA regime. Anti-smuggling. Today, on the instruction of the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, DSM, PSC Daga, we shall be handing over 6 containers carrying falsely declared and unwholesome pharmaceuticals and control products to the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.
A wonderful job that he's doing in terms of collaborating with agencies to ensure that we have a safe environment. You know, my heart bleeds when we have this kind of situation coming up, recurring in our environment, in our country. Even at this time that we are talking about economic, gloomy economy, that everybody is looking for what to do. Again, we are here, having substandard and falsified drugs that are aimed, to be used by our youth. And, the public, it's a thing that we should be very sad about. We know that National Agency for Food and Drugs, we have zero tolerance to this kind of substandard and falsified drugs. We don't tolerate it at all. And what we have seen here is just the beginning, because we are going to investigate further. We want to know where the facility, wherever they're coming from, whether India or China, because NAFDAC has put something in place in China and India to ensure that products that are only registered, that are known to us, are the ones that should come.
and the acetaminophen that we are talking about is a combination of two drugs that is as dangerous as cocaine. It is more dangerous than the normal tramadol that we are used to. So we are bringing this to the notice of Nigerians that such things have started coming in. They should be careful. Whenever they come across these things, please let them draw the attention of NDLA at whatever location for action.
The area comptroller further revealed to journalists that in line with the federal government's agenda on ease of doing business, the command operates on Saturdays and Sundays to ensure importers take delivery of their cargoes devoid of delays, while also revealing that the command only last week facilitated the first shipment of cargo to Kenya under the AFCETA regime. Comptroller Ulumu also handed over 6 containers carrying falsely declared and unwholesome pharmaceutical and controlled products to National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, as well as the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.
The customs controller in charge of Lekki Free Trade Zone.
The Lagos Free Trade Zone Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has handed over 2 containers of tramadol to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. The command also generated a revenue of 278,784,955,553 naira from the months of January to October 2024. The area comptroller of the command, Comptroller Olarewaju Abdul Wahab Olumo, who disclosed this to journalists, said the Comptroller General of Customs Bashir Adewale Adeniyi ordered the handover of the drugs to the NDLEA. According to him, the seizures include 1 by 40-foot container number TLLU 7519041 found to contain 159 cartons of Royal Tramadol 225 milligrams, 50 cartons of Black Tramadol hydrochloride 225 milligrams, 180 cartons of Tramadol 225 milligrams. Also seized was 1 by 40-foot container number TLLU 7519041 found to contain 115 cartons of Tramaking 225 milligrams and 245 cartons of Tamaral 225 milligrams.
Must stress the collaboration we are having with the NDLEA. The fight against illicit importations of drugs and all this is a fight that all hands should be on deck. No one agency can do it alone. So we continue to collaborate towards ensuring that nothing inimical will be brought into the country through this Lekki deep sea port. I really want to commend all our officers for your gallantry. I really appreciate your sense of industry, but we must sustain this tempo. We must ensure that nothing that will be havoc, that will be injurious to Nigerians are allowed to come into this corridor, into Nigeria through this corridor. We are firmly committed to this, and we shall continue to ensure that anything that will project the image of this country negatively will not be tolerated here.
Comptroller Ulumo explained that based on the rather alarming trend of illicit importations in Onair, the CGC directed all seaports and customs formations across the country to demonstrate greater vigilance by ensuring that no offensive items contrabands or unauthorized drugs come into the country through their areas of jurisdiction. He emphasized that the command is relatively young in terms of year of establishment and its location is strategic to fight against illicit trade. However, in performing this role of facilitating a business-friendly environment, the controller said they have a critical function to perform in terms of preventing the port and the free zones from becoming a channel through which illicit items enter the country.
This command, gentlemen of the press, is a relatively young one, given our years of establishment. However, it is very, very strategically located. And that strategic location has positioned us in the fight against illicit importations. In line with the vision of the Controller General of Customs, the command, we have been very, very committed in promoting international trade, investment, and ensuring that we facilitate legitimate trade. We do everything possible to support our stakeholders in ensuring that legitimate trade is well facilitated. We are committed in ensuring that the Lekki Deep Sea Port becomes a maritime hub in the West African sub-region. However, much as we are doing everything to make this seaport business-friendly, we recognize our duty in ensuring that no offensive items should be allowed into the country. We have been very, very proactive in gathering and working on credible intelligence, in ensuring that we conduct very, very thorough physical inspections on our cargo, including our scanning facilities here. We double check, we are very strict in ensuring that cargoes coming to this place are well examined.
He added that towards achieving this goal, the command's officers and men have been proactive in terms of gathering and working on credible intelligence as well as being doubly strict in the conduct of cargo inspection. More importantly, he stressed that they collaborate with other agencies, notably the NDLEA, DSS, police, and NAVDAC, adding that the collaboration has been one of the three strategic policy thrusts of the CGC.
Just before the end of this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the Controller General of Customs has continued to preach to members of management that they must continue to collect the right revenue for the country. And also, he also warned importers who don't want to pay duty to be ready to pay duty to the government. Or else the Nigerian Customs Service will not waste time to arrest the consignments either at the ports, border posts, or on the seaport. For me, it is 7Yh Nov. Thanks for watching.